What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 52 of The World's First. If you're still enjoying the series, please go and smash that like button. Lets me know that you're still interested. Now, today, as I said in the last episode, I was going to start bringing back the double match day uploads, and that is what we're going to do today. We're going to start off with the fourth qualifying round FA Cup match against FC United of Manchester, and then we're going back in the league against Braintree. But of course, before we get to that, little bit of news on the stadium front. We have ourselves an upgraded stadium. Well, in the process of being upgraded, won't get done until Christmas time. So as you can see, we have a planned expansion to add 1,250 to our capacity, which will bring up the overall capacity of the Coach and Horses ground to 4,000, which is nice and all because that means as our club continues to grow and as we start moving up the leagues, we will have the seating in place for the National League, for League 2, possibly even League 1 if we don't expand again or even get a new stadium at that point in time. But for right now, 4,000 is more than enough since we're only drawing about 900 people per match. So 4,000, perfectly fine. I think that's also National League requirements that we need to have a 4,000 capacity stadium. So just get that done, get it out of the way before we start bringing in the people and raking in the money. But now that that's done and all out of the way, let's take a look at how we've been faring in the league up to this point. And I think it's fair to say that we have been punching above our weight because after the last LiveCon versus Torquay, we have gone and won 6 out of our next 7 matches, the lone loss being to Ebbsfleet, who were first place at the time. But since that time, we have just gone ham on all of these teams, and some of them not even bottom feeders. Some of them have been playoff contenders at this point in the season before we came along. 4-2 versus Dulwich Hamlet, 6-0 versus Boston United, and we scored 4 goals when we were down to 10 men, a la Newcastle versus Tottenham. We defeated Bristol Rovers 2-1, Wimbledon 4-1, Maidenhead 4-2, and Lincoln by the score of 3-0. And to be quite honest with you, all my strikers have been contributing in numerous ways throughout this season. And actually, I'm going to point out so far one person in general, Steve Peters, leading goal scorer, 12 goals in 9 matches. This guy was a real supreme pickup, and I want to keep him for as long as possible at this club. As soon as we get money, I'm going to sign him on to a new contract to hopefully keep him at the club for even longer, because Steven Peters clearly is the catalyst behind the offense. Rob Foster, no slouch either, scoring 9 goals in his 10 matches, and Anthony Steer adding to the overall goal tally with 5 in his 14 matches played. And if you would have told me at the start of the season that just about halfway through, we'd be at the top of the table, 6 points clear, I would have told you were a crazy person. I was just shooting for playoff spots, honestly. I was not expecting to be this far ahead at this point in the season. Plus, there's still a whole second half. Anything can happen. Injuries and whatnot. People poaching my players. There is still a long season to go. We might not end up in first. Just saying it right now. We might not end up in first. We might not end up in the playoff spots. All depends on what happens during the season. But to see us up there at the very, very top is a nice sight. And as I said earlier, we're doing this without Jack Steele, my starting left wing. I don't really have a proper backup left wing. Joe Grayson is the one that is filling in for his role. He's doing it very nicely, but it would be very nice to have a proper left winger. I've been trying to get some loanies in. Nobody as good as Jack Steele out there on the market, so I'm just going to have to wait to see him come back in the next 4 or 5 weeks. So let's actually get into the first of the 2 matches today, FC United of Manchester at Broadhurst Park in the FA Cup. This is the lineup we're going with, and it pretty much has been the lineup for most of the last 7 matches in the league. We're going to have McCullough in net, Hutton, Arthur, Stott, and Hoes along the back line, Jones, Gamblin, Gallagher, and Grayson along the middle, with Rob Foster and Steve Peters sitting up front. Let's get out there, let's try and get ourselves into the first round proper and make ourselves some extra money. So let's kick off and see what happens. 8 minutes on, and it's FC United of Manchester with the first highlight with the ball. They are in the deep red today, and since we're the away side, we're going to be in the blue. Nor getting inside to Cleary. Cleary can look to get a cross in. Chike Kandi, I did not think he was still at the club, but he sends my goalkeeper the wrong way, and the defenders couldn't do anything about it either. It's 1-0 to FC United. Let's be honest here, Chika Conde not with the best of headers, not with the best of strikes, but the goalkeeper could have done a lot better. McCullough just frozen in the middle, didn't know where to dive, dove way too late, and there it is. It's 1-0 to FC United. Long ball over the top. Steve Peters has it. Turns around the keeper, but it's a good save from Ward. Almost equalized just a couple of minutes later, but we do get ourselves a corner out of it. Is there anything that's going to happen? Sends it near post. Steve Peters off the flick on. He evens the matchup at 1 apiece. His 13th goal of the season in just 10 matches in all competitions. Grayson with a great corner in, even though it was a little short. Peters compensating and slotting it right between the keeper and the defender on the line. Great job. 25 minutes on now, some great passing, gets it up to Foster, only has Steve Peters in the middle of the box, gets it in. Oh, and Steve Peters off of a really weird shot. It looked like it pinballed around between the two, the defender and Steve, before somehow finding the back of the net. I need to see this in the 3D replay. Foster with a cross. It wasn't a good cross. The ball bouncing around. Steve Peters, it took a deflection off the defender and then the goalkeeper. It's 2-0 to Sheffield off of pure luck. Halftime, and that brace from Steve Peters has put us back into the lead. I'd really want to keep it going out there. Don't want to change up too much. Just going to tell the boys to do better out there. I know you're capable of even better. Both teams looking very content around the middle of the park. Peters slipping through to Grayson. Joe Grayson, what's he going to do? Takes a shot, not a bad shot, but it's saved by Ward, and it goes out for a corner. Grayson with a very curious pass, to be honest with you. Get it right back. Peters, he's on his hat trick. He smacks it off the bar. And as the seconds are ticking away, we are going to see ourselves into the first proper round of the FA Cup. It is Sheffield 2, FC United 1. Good game, good comeback, boys, to be quite honest with you. Did not expect, with how it started, did not expect anything to come of it. So well done, lads. Very good win. Now that extends our winning streak to 7 in a row. Let's keep it up versus Braintree. But of course, before we get to that, we have the first proper round draw of the FA Cup. We might as well get into that. With 86 teams, let's just start drawing everybody. Let's just draw. And we still haven't gone. You know what? We're just going to go draw the all teams, and boom. Who do we got? Who do we got? I don't see our name. Did we get picked early? Here, you know what? Oh, here we go. Sheffield are going to be taking on Doncaster Rovers, the Donnies of League 2, in the first round proper. So, now that we know who we're going to be taking on in the FA Cup, let's get back into the league. Lineup versus Braintree is not going to change. We're going to have the same starting 11, but obviously with only 5 on the bench, we did have to take a couple of people out. But still, starting 11, same as the FC United starting 11, so let's get back out there. Cross fingers, hopefully we do well. Let's kick off and see what happens. We're going to be in the blue once again for this game, and now 19 minutes on, finally we get our first highlight. It is to us off of a really bad pass, but Ben Hutton's still there fighting, getting the ball. We get it right back. Gambling to Gallagher. Takes a shot, but it's a good save. Isaac to Walker. Defense really need to start closing these guys down, but they get it out to the wing once again. Cook back into Walker. Stott with a very good tackle on the other end now. Foster coming up, but he's really not doing much, being marked by 3 guys. Peters now taking a shot and just misses the post. We're really wearing down the Braintree defense, but at the same time, we honestly aren't doing enough to score and get chances to score. We've only had 6 shots, with only 2 of them being on target. That's not going to win you ball games. And against a lowly team like Braintree, we need to find that accuracy to find a goal and come away with all 3 points. So I'm going to make a little bit of a tactical tweak. Try and be a little bit more aggressive, be a little bit more attacking, and put all the pressure on Braintree, force them into making a mistake, and hopefully that'll get us the victory. Corner kick, Grayson bringing inside, tries to go near post. Stott taking a shot, but the center back just smacks it into a defender. We get another corner out of it. Gambling this time, once again, near post. And once again, we win another corner. It's between Gambling and Grayson. Who's going to pick out a better corner? All 3 times, not really doing much. 66 minutes gone now. We have Anthony Steers subbed on, getting the ball to the byline. Rob Foster, oh, he was there. He had the open net, but he heads it over the bar. Both teams looking very content to have the ball around the midfield. Foster out to Grayson on the wing. Tries to get inside. He does. He finds the pass to Foster, but with 3 guys around him, he has to lay it off to Gallagher. Inside to Grayson. Well, there's some good attacking movement here. Foster finds the far post, and I did not think anything was going to come of that. Braintree 0, Sheffield 1 after 74 minutes. We finally break the deadlock. It was just passing. Braintree had a couple of the guys scouted, like Foster and Grayson. They had them surrounded, but Foster broke free, fires it to the far post, and we get the goal to put us in the lead. Braintree trying to turn around on the other end just 2 minutes later, but McCullough with a save. Braintree pretty much putting all the pressure on us now, getting inside. Payne over the bar. Jesus. And now what are Braintree going to do? Well, Braintree aren't going to do anything. They'll give it right back to Anthony Steer, lays it off to Foster, takes a shot, but needed to pick a post if he wanted a second goal. Now, in the very next possession, here comes David Jones off some great passing into Gamblin. We're taking all these shots. We are peppering the goalkeeper. That's exactly what we need to do to keep all the pressure on Braintree's end. 1-0 Sheffield, very nervy towards the end of the second half within the last 20 or so minutes when Braintree were really putting on the pressure. But we come away with another victory, and that's good news for us. That builds up the morale of the team. Yes, it was a little bit of a let-off, but I'm not going to tell them that. I'm just going to build up their hopes, build up their confidence, and hopefully let the momentum build as well. That now sees us, we're still 6 points clear. Ebbsfleet and Hyde United won their matches, but Ebbsfleet more importantly, because that now swaps them with Hyde United. They're now in second place. But after 18 matches, first place, and 6 points clear, love it. Absolutely love it. Let's take a look at when we're going to be coming back next. So coming up for the next month and a half, we have a lot more of the mid to lower mid table. Chester, Telford, Accrington, Maidstone, all the way down. And of course, we have the 2 cup matches in there as well against Doncaster and then whoever we're facing in the FA North or FA Trophy North first round. But I think we're going to come back and double live com the 2 matches right after that FA Trophy. It's going to be Woking and Newport, since both of them are really trying to make a playoff push. And I think that, we're done beating up on the scrubs. Let's try and test our mettle against somebody that was pretty much trying to do what we were trying to do, and that's play for a playoff spot. So I feel that those 2 teams are going to be the best to come back against and see how we do against them. So next time, Woking and Newport. So until that time, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please go ahead and hit that like button. Lets me know that you're still interested in the series. And of course, subscribe if you're new and you want to see more FM content on the channel. Any comments, suggestions, questions, or anything else at all, please leave them in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.